Welcome everyone. Welcome to part 4 of painting the young Lady Kestrel. On this video I'm applying just a glaze, a very light touch glaze with the violet colour, a Faber-Castell watercolor pencil, and it's a 136. Now only applying a light layer, and these are the final touches pretty much of the Kestrel. So now I'm starting on the background and I'm applying water to start with, and I'm using a square wash brush, and it's 3/4 inch size. It's a fantastic brush and it really works fine for this application. So I'm applying water evenly all around the Kestrel, being very careful around the edges. And also avoiding the branch on the lower side of the bird, but the branch going above her, I'm not worrying about that one too much, so I'm applying water on that one. And I will add the ultramarine blue Winsor Newton all over this, also covering that branch above it. It doesn't matter if it goes over it, because I don't want it to be standing out. I want it to be fading in the background. What I'm doing is I'm using quite a lot of the paint here. I'm pushing the paint into the liquid of the plate. It has got some water and paint, but there's the paint that is more consistent. I'm pushing that against towards it, so to give me more paint, as you can see there. Now let this dry completely. Not completely, sorry, slightly, and then I'm dabbing it with a wet brush, and the brush I'm using now is a size 12 round brush. I'm just dabbing a little bit of water on there so that the paper is damp, and what it does, it creates blooms, slight blooms on the paper. That creates a lovely effect. I quite like that effect. So then I let it dry completely, and while that's drying, then I'm working on these feathers. So what I use is white gush, and applying it with a different brush. I'm using it's a 10 stroke 0, and it's a liner brush. I had this brush for quite a long time and I haven't had a need to use it that much, but I thought, why not use it this time, see what happens. So these feathers here are quite light and very pretty, and I wanted to create that effect. So I'm observing the reference photo for guidance, but not to be too strict about where I want to put these feathers, sorry, not hairs, around this section. Now I'm here mixing the yellow ochre and the lemon yellow to help me start with the branch. So the branch I wet it first using a size 12 brush, round brush. So apply water, and I'm only doing pretty much the branch that you can see at the moment. So apply layers of this paint, but keep on working on it quite fast because I don't want it to dry as I'm applying it. So keep on applying different layers. So start with a light layer and gradually make it a little bit darker by applying more yellow ochre. I also applied burnt sienna to it a little bit as well as I go along, so you'll see that in a second. Now I'm going a little bit darker here, some more yellow ochre in the mixture. Very lightly applying it. Then I go darker again, so I think I'm using a little bit of burnt sienna, so very watery burnt sienna. And then what I use is Indian red, quite watery. So I'm applying that to make it darker on these sections, and gradually I build up detail on this branch. Now this branch, I didn't have a photo reference to look onto or copied or to have any guidance on this. This was literally out of my head, so I just had to figure it out what I think a branch should look like. It was quite enjoyable because of that, because I didn't have to look at anything and I just used my imagination and keep on applying layers and layers until I was happy with it. So enjoy the process. Indian red, and that was lamp black to make it a little bit darker now. So I go gradually darker and darker and apply more detail, but try to save some of those light sections as well. With a smaller brush now, a little bit more darker mixture, probably the same mixture as before, which is the Indian red and the lamps black, less diluted, to make these markings on the wood. So just remembering the branch is still damp, so I'm working with it quite quick. Not as quick as you can see right now, because this is sped up a little bit, but not too much. I was going quite fast. So I'm here working with the watercolor pencil. The colour I was using, it was the brown colour. To start with. So trying to make grooves and dents on the wood where those dents and grooves are will be darker. So I work on those sections now and trying to make some thicker grooves, as you can see there, by applying jagged lines, I suppose. So I think in here I'm using the actual black now, the black watercolor pencil. But I didn't want to go too heavy with the black, just work on those grooves and dents of the wood. In this section I'm actually carefully going up and down with the pencil to make those grooves look rounded, and where it's darker it goes in towards the wood. So the whole branch was extremely enjoyable doing it, painting, and the process. I could easily get lost doing this, and it's good fun. So I might do a tutorial, separate small tutorial in the future of just painting a branch, and hopefully put it in YouTube for you. I if you've got any suggestions, please leave me some comments. That'd be fantastic. Let me know what you think, if you would like me to do a branch of a tree trunk, something like that, and show how it's done, how I do it, sorry. I'm working on the branch above now, so I'm applying water. And like I said earlier, I didn't want this branch to be too heavy and too dark. I wanted to keep it light and sort of lost in the distance. So I applied the yellow ochre and the yellow, which is what I applied at the beginning on the branch. So all through of this. And then I apply a very diluted Indian red for those dark little sections of those branches. There's the Indian red I'm mixing, so it's very diluted, as you can see, and I don't want to make that heavy, so I'm just going under the branch here very lightly, and when I do the strokes, I make them feel like they're rounding over to give that effect of a round branch. So very small amount of paint on this, very small brush as well. So I applied the Indian red with the lamp's black just on this section. Then I'm applying the brown color pencil, watercolor pencil. And what I do is I use the brush, a very damp brush, just to blend in those edges of the watercolor pencil. As you can see, I'm using the damp brush here, just to push it up a little bit around the branch. And that's the end of the part 4 tutorial. So I've done all 4 tutorials. If you would like to see all the others, please check out my channel. Thank you very much, and it would be fantastic if you could subscribe. It helps my channel, and if you liked it, that's even better. So if you can put a thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. And like I said earlier, if you like to leave any comments, please do so. That'd be great too. See you soon. Thank you very much.